We talk about will, we talk about skill. James is going to talk about the will side of things. James and I met as a participant. He came through the Born to Win seminar a while back. Here's the good part about James. When he lays it on the line for you, it's not theory, it's practical, because he's lived this stuff. One of the things that the Ziegler Corporation, we're big believers in, Zig's tagline: you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Well, a lot of people hear that but don't embrace it. James Smith has embraced it. So help me welcome James A. Smith. You're up, Coach. You're up. Appreciate you.
Y'all, was he good or what?
He was quick.
I told y'all this guy was good. I wouldn't lie to you unless it helped me. We told some of you we were going to... Can you hear me, sir? We told most of you through emails and through the advertising of this event that Brian was going to help you become a better salesperson. I'm going to talk to you about becoming a better person. Most of you know somebody that was a great salesperson or a great banker or a great whatever, and then they went through a divorce or something happened to one of their children or they lost a loved one, and then their career kind of fell apart. Anybody know anybody like that? So I think we can all agree that if the person falls, then the salesperson or whatever else will follow it, right? So I want to share that a little bit of my story with you, how I kind of got started in sales and where I ended up and where I am today. I'm from a little town called Plant City, Florida. Anybody ever heard of it? Small town, okay? Now, Gary said, how small? Here's how small it was. We could stick our head out the window and we'd be in the next town, okay? We lived way back in the woods. We didn't get the Sunday paper till Wednesday. This is how boring it was. Our monthly event was when the train came through town. We would literally get a picnic basket and a blanket and go out and set up for the one time a month when the train came through town. May not sound exciting to you until I tell you we didn't have any railroad tracks. And I mean this was an exciting event in Plant City. Here's what happened. I grew up not only just in a small town, but also poor. And now, we went to Kentucky Fried Chicken and licked other people's fingers. Okay, I mean, we were poor. Now, all those are jokes, but now this is not a joke. I'm not kidding you. My dad, my stepdad, I've never met my real dad. My stepdad was pretty much broke all his life. And I used to go up to him and say, Daddy, can I have $1? Now, this is the truth. Daddy, can I have $1? He'd reach in his pocket, and he'd pull out a couple dollars. Maybe y'all have seen this before, and he'd go, because I asked him for $1. And then he'd hand me that $1. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to give me $2 because we were broke, okay? And here's what happened. I went off to the Army and I came back and I learned that I could make me some money in sales, okay? If I just go out and run my gator, I could make me some money selling. And I dibble and daddle in a few things, and I ended up selling rainbow vacuum cleaners, okay? That's what I ended up selling. The man that taught me how to sell is here. He's in the back of the room. He came down from Lakeland. This guy taught me how to sell, Mr. Tim Terrio. This guy is the epitome of a salesperson. He's good at selling. He's good with people. He's funny. He's extremely organized. He's a hard worker. He's good at managing money. So thank God I was blessed to hook up with this guy. I'm telling you that he was the man. So I get into the rainbow vacuum cleaner business. I only did it to make money. That's the only reason I did it. I was starving. We went over to an opportunity meeting because they were feeding people. So I looked at my wife at the time and said, honey, you want to go to Red Lobster tonight? She, yeah. Well, come on. All we got to do is go sit through a vacuum cleaner demo. So that's what we did. And I got hooked. I got into business because I seen some people were making some money. I was fired up. I went through 4 days of training. I got out of training, and I went out and sold my first one. You know I'm starting off good, to my mama. Bless mama's heart, they will buy anything, won't they? Let me walk out there thinking I knew something. Well, boy, I tell you what, the rest of the world told me real quick that I was doing something wrong. The national average for selling those machines, now these are not cheap vacuum cleaners, okay? The national average, their closing rate is 1 out of 3. My closing rate was about 1 out of every 3 months. I could not give a machine away. And I piddled and paddled around for about 6 months in the rainbow vacuum cleaner business, and I started learning that this just ain't for me. I started looking at other things. But here's what kept me around. I kept seeing people make some money. So I figured, man, I must be doing something wrong. Now, when I'd go into people's home to demonstrate the product to them, I know I was having fun because I'm going to have fun, but I was making more friends than making money. Any of y'all ever done that? Any of y'all ever been a professional visitor instead of a professional salesperson? That's what I was doing. Boy, I tell you what, I had that visiting part down. I was getting serious about that visiting stuff. But I was supposed to be selling product. And I couldn't do it. Well, one night I was out, maybe some of you appreciate this. One night I was out on a presentation, and before I left the house, my wife at the time said, if you don't sell this tonight, they're going to turn our electricity off. Now I'm already feeling like somebody licked all the red off my candy. And now I got to go try to do this presentation. Well, I go out, this is in North Lakeland, and I do a presentation. They have some friends over. And I get down to the end, and they said, we'll take two, because their friends wanted one too. And I said, excuse me, you want to buy? Wow. And man, here I am, starving. So I take the application, okay? My buddy Tim, he was always wanting to work. This was like on a Saturday afternoon. I called the office to leave a message, but what they wanted you to do was call the office and get a credit check. And if nobody was there, you were supposed to use your own best judgment. Well, I called the office, and Tim happened to be there. So, and Tim, he's so excited. When he gets real excited, he starts talking real fast, and he starts repeating himself. And he'd say, and he's from Mississippi too, he's got this accent, Rainbow Tim? And I'd say, hey, Tim, I'm in a home, and I just sold two. And he probably fell over too, because this guy can't give one away. He's fantastic. Whoa, here. And he gets all excited, and he says, well, let me pull their credit. So I'm waiting on the phone. Now, you're sitting in their living room. And we've got it set up to where they're going to ask you questions and you just answer yes or no because they're sitting right here in front of you. So he says, well, are you in the living room? Yeah. All right, well, give me the information. So I'm giving him the information. And y'all, I can't tell you how bad I needed these sales, right? So I'm sitting there. And Tim comes back. I got two of them right here, man, and he's pulling the credit. And Tim comes back and he gets on the phone. Look, he's laughing right now. He gets on the phone and I'm just so happy. And he says, James, can you see the rainbow? Yeah. He just checked their credit. Grab it and run. Now, the rainbow is a machine that uses water. It uses 2 quarts of water as a filter. It's an amazing machine. And I said, well, what do you mean, Tim? He said we couldn't finance the water in that thing. Get those machines and get out as quick as you can. Well, needless to say, I wasn't real excited about it, but Tim did keep it funny. I had some rough roads in the rainbow vacuum cleaner business, okay? I was afraid to ask the people to buy. That's what we found out. There was a lot of things going on. I'd get lazy, or I'd get depressed, or I'd go ride with somebody else and I'd see them doing it. But we learned that I was afraid to ask the customer to buy. How many of you know that if we don't ask people to buy, they won't buy? How many of you know that? It's just a fact. Now, it's interesting. I used to say, if they want it, they'll buy it. Now, that was just my excuse, so it'd be okay for me not asking them. But I was afraid to ask them to buy, okay? I got with Tim, and we came up with a method that I was comfortable with to ask the people to buy. Lights out. Broke records, got promoted to a distributor, made $1 million selling vacuum cleaners. I think I broke some records that are still around today. All I know is we cranked. I mean, we cranked for the next 10 years, went on vacations all over the United States, ski trips, made a bunch of money, contests. I mean, things were fantastic. Then I got a divorce. Ran into some other challenges. Then I became a mortgage broker. Started making a bunch of money again. Do y'all remember 5 or 6 years ago? All you had to do was be able to spell broker. Right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The kindergarten teacher was letting the kids out. I got to go close a mortgage. Right? The kindergarten teacher was selling homes. I mean, it was just cranking. Everybody was in the real estate business or the mortgage broker business. And I mean, we were making money like crazy. But one thing started going on with me. After my divorce, I started going out and partying. I was never a big partier. So going out partying, started drinking booze, chasing women, snorting cocaine, doing dope. Y'all know where all that'll get you, don't you? And real quick, real quick. But I was making a bunch of money. So went out and got me one of those convertible Jaguars. Hey, gotta have a convertible Jaguar. By the way, y'all know what Jaguar stands for? Just another grand until it's all repaired. Just one more.